Your world was enduring a time known as the Dark Ages, and there could be a better description. It was a period consumed with poverty, plague, and war. People were suffering and starving, and they were all doubtful that conditions could get any better. I did what I could to help the people I met. I treated the sick, I fed the hungry, and I even tried to stop violence throughout the land. Unfortunately, nothing I did prevented the disease and devastation from spreading. However, it wasn't interaction your world needed. It was inspiration. In a world dominated by ruthless kings and warlords, the ideas of self-worth and self-empowerment were unheard of. So I started telling stories about my world to entertain and raise spirits, especially the poor children's. Little did I know it would become the greatest contribution of my life. I told stories about cowards who became heroes, peasants who became powerful, and the lonely who became beloved. The stories taught many lessons, but most importantly, they taught the world how to dream. The ability to dream was a much-needed introduction to hope, and it spread like a powerful epidemic. Families passed stories from generation to generation, and over the years, I watched their compassion and courage change the world. I recruited other fairies to help me spread the tales of the land of stories around the world, and the stories became known as fairy tales. Over time, we asked writers like the Brothers Grimm, Hans Christian Andersen, and Charles, how do you say his name? Charles who wrote Cinderella. Anyone know how to pronounce that? We'll call him Charlie. To publish the stories so they would live on forever. During that time, I realized how important storytelling is. While philosophy and science help enhance our mind and body, storytelling stimulates our spirit. It broadens our imagination, teaches us valuable lessons, shows us that things are not always as they seem, and encourages us to reach our greatest potential. With that said, I have a favor to ask everyone reading this. Become a storyteller. Read to others the fairy tales in this book. Read them stories from another book. If you can, create your own stories to share. When you pass along the art of storytelling to your family and friends, you make the world a better place. By inspiring someone, you stimulate that person's creativity. And when someone is gifted with creativity, he or she inherently holds the source of progress and prosperity. Creativity is the simple but most powerful ability to make something from nothing. And it just so happens that making something from nothing is also the definition of magic. Become a storyteller and help us keep fairy tales alive. Even if people don't believe in magic, never let the world forget what it represents. Wherever there is a storyteller, there will always be hope. Thank you, and may you all have a happily ever after.